What's up everyone? So today I'm going to be doing a review on my Legator G6FS Ghost model. This is a 6-string multi-scale guitar with a bolt-on one-piece neck. Now before I go on with this review, I just want to let you guys know that I am not being compensated by any means by Legator or any other brands mentioned in this video. So with that out of the way, I'm going to continue on with this review starting from the top. One-piece maple neck bolt-on, 16-inch fingerboard radius, 24 fret medium jumbo frets with nickel frets. Your truss adjustment right here. This did not come with the tool to adjust the truss rod, and I bought this guitar straight from Legator, so I'm unsure if they're supposed to come with it or not. And this is a multi-scale guitar, multi-scale neck, so 25.5-inch scale length down here onto 26.5-inch down in the lower strings. So this is very good for drop tuning or lower tunings. When I purchased this guitar, it did come in factory E standard, which is fine. Moving on down to the body, this is a alder body, gloss finish. This is their Solar Eclipse, kind of chameleon-ish type of finish on it. I love it a lot. It has more of like a green copperish kind of look to it rather than red that most of the thumbnail pictures kind of lend you to believe the guitar is going to come out a little bit more red. But either way, I like it a lot. The alternate finish to this is going to be the Lunar Eclipse, which is more like a blue, purplish, kind of greenish, still color shift type of finish. But I went with this. I figured, and to me, this finish complemented the maple fretboard a lot better than the Lunar Eclipse did. Moving on to here, so you have Legator Hive humbucker passive pickups, Legator multi-scale fixed bridge, single volume knob, 3-way pickup selector, blade style. And that's about it, guys. Super bare bones guitar, which is what I like. This is the first headless guitar I've ever purchased and ever owned, and I love it a lot. And I'm going to get more into like the personal review of this guitar now that I've gone over all the specs of it. Okay, I purchased this guitar back in August of 2022, so I've owned this and played on this thing for about 9 months right now since recording this. I mainly recorded with this guitar. I haven't played any live shows with it, but I mean, I'm sure it'll perform fine regardless. Again, I'll do like my personal reviews of it, starting again from the top. The neck, I absolutely love the neck. Like chords, fast playing, and whatnot. It's super comfortable. I've noticed that my stamina on certain runs that I do definitely it seems to be a lot less stressful on my hands than playing some other guitars that I played in the past. Now, coming to Legator guitars, I played mainly Ibanez guitars. Before Ibanez, I played Jackson, like your old school, like pretty much all your Randy Rhodes, your very thin neck Jacksons back in the day, like King V's, your Kellys and stuff like that. Played the Dinkies, and then moving on to Ibanez's S series with their their extra jumbo frets and the RG series as well. So still love those guitars. Nothing wrong with those. Just trying to go to something different. But that's my background of where I came from to make a kind of a reference point moving on to Legator guitars. So, but I love this neck. This is probably my favorite neck that I've ever played on. Super fast. There is absolutely nothing that I see wrong with this neck at all. The multi-scale aspect of it, I do have a multi-scale 7-string, and I will say, noticing if you're coming straight from like your standard non-multi-scale fretboards to a multi-scale fretboard, on the 6-string, at least on the Legator, it is not that noticeable in comparison if you were to go to a multi-scale 7 or 8-string fretboard jumping on straight from your traditional style fretboard, if that makes any sense. So it really wasn't like a huge learning curve trying to figure it out. It is a little bit more noticeable, and I will say this for the 7 as well, to see somewhat of a little bit of a difference from the 12th fret on down on the fretboard, the 12th fret to 24. But from here, from like the 1st fret to 12, it seems there's no, at least from my visual and physical experience, any difference in playing on a standard fingerboard. So, but definitely playability of it, it helps a lot, especially with chords or certain runs you would do, or certain licks you would do. Definitely makes it a lot easier in my opinion. And yeah, that's what I got to say about the neck. So now moving on to the body. Love the body shape. Love the little cutouts of it. Very, very lightweight, very balanced. There's no unbalance of anything. The one con I will say though that I do not like about this body is I wish this cutaway was cut a little bit more, because this is the only guitar that I own right now to where I do not have easy access to the 24th fret with my pinky. Every other guitar I own, S series, RG series, zero problems with that. So that's one thing I'm kind of a huge con out of everything so far. There's a little bit more cons that I got on this, but I'll get to that later. So body, this is the only thing that kind of makes me a little irritated, but it is what it is. If you're a rhythm guitar player and you don't really see anything past the 12th fret, then it's nothing for you to really worry about. Moving on to electronics, the high pickups. Now I know a lot of people that own these guitars that have the high pickups, the first thing they usually do is just get rid of them and throw in some Fishmans or whatnot, or EMGs or Seymour Duncans or whatever. That's fine. These pickups are very, very, like, I don't know how to explain it, a very flat responding guitar pickup. They are very weak, and what I mean by that is, I don't mean that in a bad way. It kind of depends on the tone you're looking for. Like if you guys are familiar with the band The Zenith Passage, you can definitely get some really similar guitar tones easier utilizing these pickups. This is the only guitar that if I were to plug in straight into my amp or any other guitar sim on my laptop, that I would have to actually crank up the gain to match up to where that tone was on every other of my guitars. And all my other guitars are either loaded with just like your factory Ibanez, Duncan design pickups, or I do have the Fluence Fishmans as well, and a Lace Deathbucker pickup. So this is the only guitar when I plug in that I actually have to change the tone up and actually turn up the gain just a little bit and back off in the noise gate, because these pickups are very weak signal in comparison to the hotter pickup that I've played. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I am more than likely planning in the future to change these out. I don't know what I want to change them out with yet, so I'll let you guys know maybe later on and see how much I like it. This bridge, it's fine. I've had zero problems with this. Again, I've owned this guitar and played this guitar for about 9 months now. Haven't had zero problems with it. The only problems I do have is this guitar, when put away, does not stay in tune as well as I would like it to. And I kind of believe that's kind of my doing. So if I have one of those, I don't know how you explain it. I have one of those guitar stands to where there's a foam piece in the bottom and then you can like kind of rest it on. So I didn't really consider it, since all my other guitars don't have the tuning systems down here, that when I laid it down on the foam bar piece in the bottom actually rested on all these tuning pegs. So that's more of the reason why I think this guitar never stayed in tune. So keep that in mind. If you guys are going to get this guitar or any headless guitar in the future, try to get a guitar stand that's more suited towards headless guitars, just to possibly prevent that from happening. Again, no problem with this. I actually prefer the bladed pickup selector style. I'm not a big fan of the toggle switch. I've had multiple toggle switch guitars fail on me to where pretty much you want to put on a neck pickup, but it automatically just shoots it back to center or doesn't move at all. I just like how crisp it is, and it just stays there. I've had zero problems with bladed pickups for as long as I've ever been playing, minus these things popping off. So hopefully that don't pop off. But yeah, other than that, like, for the price that I got this guitar, that you guys can probably source right now, because I know these are no longer listed on the Legator guitar page for sale, but you can still find them on possibly on their Reverb store or any other third-party distributor that sells these guitars. There are plentiful of them in stock last time I checked of making this video. And for the price, this is a very good entry guitar to expose yourself to see if you would be interested in a headless guitar and multi-scale as well. They do make 7 and 8 string versions of this model in these finish as well. So that's about it. So I'm going to go into one more con of this, honestly, the location of the rear guitar strap peg. So I actually had to modify my guitar strap slightly, just so it can be flush with the guitar. Because I've actually, before I did it, depending on the guitar strap you have, I always had it kind of sticking out. You guys can see on camera. and it would always just rub against my forearm, and I never liked that at all. I kind of wish they put this peg down here, but I understand that's where the input is. But just little things like that I didn't really like. So major cons for me is just going to be peg location, and a little bit more cutaway would be nice. But other than that, guys, this is a pretty solid guitar. I highly recommend it. I don't have any problems. I know, like, this is a 2022 model, so a lot of their quality control problems that Legator, I guess, has been known for in the past has lowered quite a bit, because I've had zero problems. This is the second Legator guitar I've bought and owned. And yeah, I highly recommend it. I did get the gig bag with it. It does not come with a gig bag unless you add it on as an option, but I highly recommend just getting it. You might as well, why not? All right, so I'm gonna demo this guitar real quick. I used the Neuro DSP, Gojira, and Plini plugins for this guitar. So I will also utilize all pickup selections in this recording. So I will leave notes down in the sections to let you guys know what's being used during what section. So hopefully you guys will get a good idea on how this guitar sounds like. Everything was recorded exactly on how you see this guitar, stock pickups and everything. Actually, even the same string that this came with. I did not change these strings. I'm not sure what gauge strings these are, but they're very, very light. Like a little too light for my liking. I understand this is a multi-scale guitar, so you can kind of compensate lower tunings without going to thicker strings. Is kind of the idea that I've been told over the years. So hopefully you guys will give you a good idea if you would purchase this guitar right out of the box, what kind of sound to be getting.